Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with Christina Swords of the Science Outreach and Communication Committee, which develops science communication training and facilitates outreach activities of the Society. The committee provides resources and professional development opportunities for ASBMB members to get involved with informal education in their communities. Christina is a graduate medical education coordinator in the Department of Family Medicine and Community Health at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. She has chaired the committee since 2022. Thank you for joining me this morning, Christina. To begin, I'd like to know a little about your experience as an ASBMB member. When did you first become a member, and what were your reasons for joining the ASBMB?
Thanks so much for having me, Anne. I actually became involved in ASBMB through the Science Outreach and Communication Committee. I was finishing up my PhD work in 2018 while I was a graduate student at the University of North Carolina in Chapel Hill in the chemistry department in the Division of Biological Chemistry. And throughout my PhD, I had been involved in a lot of different science outreach efforts. I did a lot of volunteer work at Moorhead Planetarium and Science Center, one of the most well-known planetariums in the area. And I really wanted science outreach to be integrated somehow, some way into my future career. So as I was finishing my PhD, I was really looking for national opportunities to get more training and learn a bit more about the field. Through my internet search, I found something called SciOut 18. And I looked through it a little bit and thought it was a really great opportunity. So I applied. And my application was accepted. And I was able to go to this 2-day conference on science communication in New York City. I didn't know it when I applied, but this SciOut 18 was actually an initiative from the Science Outreach and Communication Committee, where they strove to bring other scientists and science communicators from around the country for this 2-day conference to talk about the field. It was a really great experience, and I learned a lot. Through this process, I had a couple dinners and was doing some networking with current members of the committee. And they started to say, if this is something you're really interested in, this is a great network to be part of. They explained what they were, they explained what ASBMB was, and then they say, look into it, think about it, and keep in touch. And so I did, and that's how I became involved in ASBMB and later the committee when a trainee position opened up, and I was a postdoc at the University of Wisconsin-Madison.
That's a great story. What continues to be attractive about membership and participation in society activities in your current career?
For me, in my current role as a graduate medical education coordinator, I support scientists on a daily basis. Specifically, I support postdoctoral fellows. These are MDs, DOs, and PhDs who have finished either their residency or their dissertation, and they're doing 1 to 3 years of additional training. Much of their research is in clinical medicine or things like public health and population health, and I help support them. ASBMB membership allows me to stay connected with scientists and the research community, even though I'm no longer at the bench every day, right? So it was really different when I was a graduate student. Now, I don't go into the lab every day. I don't have these high-level conversations with scientists like graduates, postdocs, and faculty do. And so as an ASBMB member, I'm still able to keep up with those skills and keep up with the scientist part of my personality. This can be through really simple things like being able to read A-to-day articles where I can keep up with the research without having to do my own literature search, or going to some of the science sessions at the annual meeting. I think this is really important for my development as a scientist. And it makes me a better science communicator because it gives me more credibility. No, I don't do research every day. I don't have my own research project. But yes, I do keep up with science. I do keep up with the literature, and I have conversations with scientists. and I have the skill set to create a dialogue between scientists and the general public.
What activities of the committee are you most excited about?
Each year, the committee also often has a really great presence at the annual meeting. And in addition to the brand new workshops that we debuted this year, we also hosted a brand new initiative called Community Day. Community Day, we welcomed 30 to 50 high school students from the local Seattle area into the conference space. And we designed programming that was specifically for them. So this included some science talks from ASBMB members that were tailored towards the general public and specifically high school students. This include hands-on demos from exhibitors and even just generally talking with scientists and learning what goes on at a scientific conference. Something that we do throughout the entire year are member spotlights and case studies. These are initiatives where we do little interviews and ask some questions of ASBMB members who are currently doing outreach. We really want to highlight them, and we do that through videos and social media and things like that. Maybe you're a member who has an idea for an outreach project, but you need some startup funds to get that rolling. The committee offers applications for a member-wide outreach grant every year. And this is an application procedure and gives members the opportunity to apply for a small amount of funding to start their outreach projects. Finally, the Art of Science Communication course is something that the committee has been incredibly passionate about for a number of years. In addition to new content and a new update, refresh of the course this year, we also are working on things like additional supplemental information to highlight specific science communication challenges, like how to battle misinformation and how to tailor your talk to lots of different audiences, as well as more material that is more accessible to participants who are non-native English speakers.
For members unfamiliar with the course, what does it provide?
The Art of Science Communication course provides the foundational knowledge for any scientist to communicate their work or science that they're interested in to a non-expert audience. And this course is open to scientists at any career level from anywhere in the world. I think that's something that's really unique about the course. It's a flipped classroom model. So what participants will do is when they start the course, they watch the content asynchronously online, and they do a couple assignments, and then they come together in small groups along with a facilitator or a teacher who has taken the course before, and they have the opportunity to discuss the content as well as workshop their own science communication pieces. And that really highlights two of the other really great things about this course is that it's a great opportunity for networking with other scientists and other professionals who are doing outreach either in their career or as part of their career, and it offers opportunity for practice. This is a dedicated 1 hour time slot each week that you get to think about your science outreach or your science communication. And something that we highlight in the course is practice, practice, practice. This isn't something that folks are going to wake up and be good at typically, but it is something that you can practice, and it's a skill that gets better with practice.
The Art of Science Communication course has recently been updated. What's new?
One of the most noticeable things that folks who have taken the course before will notice is how the material is presented. So disclaimer, a lot of the content is the same. These are really foundational skills and knowledge of science communication that are really important to keep. However, previously, the material was presented as a series of lectures. Now, based on best science communication practices, we know that information is better held onto when it's a dialogue or a conversation. And so the way the material is presented has been updated to reflect a dialogue or a conversation where you have one person who is the interviewer asking questions, and you have another person, the science communication expert, who is sharing the content through answering these questions. We also brought more people in to who is represented in these videos. So instead of 1 or 2 people, more members of the committee have taken part in each of the modules of these videos, and they represent a greater diversity that better reflects the nature of science and scientists today. There is one new module, and that is the one on storytelling. This was something that maybe wasn't as big of a teaching feature when the course debuted in 2015. And so we really wanted to update the content in a way that demonstrates how using the structure of stories can be used to really engage your audience, because it's something that's so ingrained in us as humans and something that starts those dialogues and conversations, which is really the goal of many science communication initiatives.
What do you find most rewarding about teaching the course?
For me, the most rewarding part of teaching the course is being part of a team that offers science communication training so broadly. This course is open to scientists at any career level, anywhere in the world, at any institution. And so to be able to be a part of that, I think, is really important. We hear from many participants how their institution doesn't offer anything like this, any science communication training, any opportunity to get involved with outreach. And that if it wasn't for this course that allowed them to do it online, they would not have the opportunity to develop these skills. There's lots of reasons, of course, why institutions wouldn't have this. Some of them are small, some of them is just not valued. But what we've really come away with from what participants have told us is that this course gives them the opportunity to build a skill that's going to help them professionally, educationally, or personally that they wouldn't have gotten at their home institution. I think this is a really important gap and challenge that the ASBMB is filling in the scientist training space. And it really helps to enhance an important challenge that we have in today's society, which is really based on trust in science and misinformation. This course is hopefully developing scientists who are sensitive to this and can be part of the solution. And I'm proud to be someone who can help facilitate that conversation.
In what ways can ASBMB members interact with the Science Outreach and Communication Committee, and how can they help further the committee's goals?
Yeah, I'm so glad you asked. So we try to involve ASBMB members in pretty much all the initiatives that we do. For instance, Community Day at Discover BMB, one of the highlights for the high school students was meeting scientists. And we need ASBMB members to be part of this. Many of our committee serves to talk with these students, and we welcome any ASBMB members who want to be a part of this at the annual meeting to let us know, and we'll be sure to keep their name on the list for next year. Our member spotlights are an initiative where we want to make known and celebrate ASBMB members that do outreach. We know they're out there, and we know they're really proud and passionate about what they do. And so our hope is to be a vehicle to demonstrating the work that they do that's often not part of their typical day job. These member spotlights are typically a few pre-questions and a small interview, kind of like what we're doing right now. And that is edited, and we share that on the website and social media. If you're an ASBMB member and you have a really strong idea about an outreach project that you want to do, but you may need a little bit of help funding wise, we offer a member-wide outreach grant. Every year, applications usually open in the fall, and we encourage everyone to apply for that. Even if your idea isn't all the way there yet, we do give feedback on all of our applications. And this is separate from the undergrad outreach award. Anyone in the society is eligible to apply for this grant. Finally, in regards to the Art of Science Communication course, this course would not exist without our facilitators. Our facilitators are folks who have already taken the course successfully and who then come back to facilitate those weekly discussion sessions. Those discussion sessions are really the highlight of the entire course, where people get to network and think more deeply about the content and practice. And so having facilitators there that direct the conversation and give their insights from when they took the course is essential. And we ask for volunteers twice a year. Any participants who take the course and want to keep up with their science communication training, that's one of the reasons that I love facilitating each year, because it reminds me of stuff that I often forget and keeps that skill going, even though it may not be something that I use every day.
I know that as for you, Christina, that the Art of Science Communication course is often the first activity of the society that new members become engaged in. Thank you so much for all that you do for all of us. It's been a pleasure chatting with you this morning.
Thank you for having me.